Peace and black power. Peace and black power. This is Underground Warrior TV. If your first time coming into my channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Mash up the likes and share the video. Make sure you share my video. Peace and love to everyone who's tuning into the channel today. I got a topic for us, brothers and sisters. You know, 2024 is coming up. Who you going to vote for? It's very important. What I mean by that, we as a people have to put the politicians on notice. We have to put the politicians on notice that we are human beings. We just can't fall for the okie doke. You feel what I'm saying? We have to put the politicians on notice that black people have came to a decision as a unit, as a united front, as African people in the United States of America. Yes, I am a Pan-African. I believe that I'm African descent. I believe that the majority of my genes is African, and I must act according as an African. I can't act aboriginal when I am the original man, the original black man. I can't act aboriginal. I got to act original. As the original people of the earth wake up, we making moves. Check out Africa. Check out Mali. Check out Niger. You see what I'm saying? Look at Burkina Faso. Look at the people of Guinea. Look at the people of Ghana. Look at the people of South Africa. Black people in America, we must unite with our brothers and sisters. Forget all this crazy stuff that we aboriginal. We are the original people. Aboriginal means to abstract from the original. We are the original people of the earth. And that's why I'm a Pan-African. I understand the science and the philosophy behind Pan-Africanism. I understand the threat of Pan-Africanism up on the planet right now. There was a segment out on YouTube about a couple months ago by some idiots who are aboriginal who said that Pan-African is dead. Don't pay attention to those Negroes. They part of the problem, not the solution. Look what's going over in Africa, black people. Look at the African people. Look at the black people who look like us rising up against France in the United States of America. We're living in a crazy time, in a time of revolution, a time of awareness. Pay attention what's going on around you. We must get on the politician about this next segment that I'm going to talk about. Why is mass shooters allowed to shoot black people and kill black people and no outcome of no kind of crime bill as far as a hate crime bill protected for African Americans, whatever they want to call us, black Americans? The Asians went through some type of altercation around the virus, and people blame them for the virus, and they got some attacks. Right away, Joe Jim Crow Biden, deep down inside, has this hate for black people. Democrats and Republicans agree on one segment, on one accord. One accord is to stop the rise of black people, never give black people what they owe. What the United States owe black people is reparations. If you're not going to vote for anyone who has that on their ballot, reparations, a hate crime bill to protect African Americans, everybody else have a hate crime bill, the Latinos. They're giving money to the Afghanistan people. They're giving money to the Ukraine refugees. Black Americans don't get nothing for the hard work that we done. And this next segment, of this mass shooter, Ryan Christopher Palmeter, a white race soldier, kills 3 people, racially motivated attack at a Dollar General in Jacksonville, Florida. Negroes, I need you to pay attention because I know you know how many games the Jacksonville Jaguars lost and how many wins they won last year. You probably know who on the team, but you don't know the pandemic that's running rampant through Jacksonville, Florida. Just this past Saturday, a mass shooter goes into a Dollar General and kills 2 people. Outside, he kills 1 people. They all black. Rest in peace to Angela Michelle Carr, Gerard Gallen, and A.J. Lagore, who was only 19. Gerard Gallen, was only 23. Angela Carr was an older female who died for no apparent reason or because they are black. This race soldier, young white kid, motivated attack by racism. AR-15 style rifle kills a member of the African race. Prior to that shooting, the gunman had been turned away from a campus nearby where he killed this brothers and sisters at this Dollar General. Was like 2 miles away from where he killed them. What I'm saying is that 2 miles away from Dollar General at a historical college, Edward Waters University in Jacksonville, Florida, this gunman showed up, was ready to do what he do as a devil, is to kill black people. But he got turned away by a guard because he couldn't get his identification while he was up on that campus if he was a student. Yes, they ask for your identification to see if you belong up on the campus these days because so many crazy folks is coming to these school areas shooting people up. So if you belong up on the campus, you should have ID. But I don't stop a gunman because a gunman can be a student at a particular school or a student at a particular college. You know what I'm saying? So it don't make no difference. When a race soldier want to put down his murder campaign, he gets it off. But this fool, he kills himself. Ryan Christopher Palmeter kills himself. Just think, if that race soldier had identification and he went to college, just think what would have happened. The outcome, you know, there'd have been more casualties than the 3 black people that died, which is a tremendous loss that we take anytime someone from our community, someone African descent dies. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's go back. We improve my thesis or my premises, what I say about the history of Jacksonville, Florida. A 36-year-old black man back in April of 2023. I believe that was April or May. I want to say it was April. I did a a segment on that particular incident where a 36-year-old black man was found dead near a trash can in Jacksonville, Florida. 3 white teens, or 3 white men, shall I say, tracked him down, chasing him, and then when they approached him, one of the white men pulled out a gun and shot him dead. Check this out. This is deep in Jacksonville. See, I told you, racism is so deep in the fabric of America, it's in the law enforcement. A local news called First Coast is reported, this is in Jacksonville, the law enforcement don't think that it has evidence of a hate crime when 18-year-old Ray Nichols, 18-year-old Daniel Guardia, and 21-year-old Holden Dotson tracked down a 36-year-old black man. They have not released his name to the public, have not reached, have not issued his name. I find that weird. And then 2 miles away from where they found his brother shot, they found a sister shot dead in Jacksonville, Florida. This is going down, family. This is going down, black people. But the white mainstream media does not give you this information. But people I know always call me conspiracy theorist. It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy, for real. The judge also, in the case of these 3 white men who killed the brother, say they don't see it as a race hate crime. The officers who arrested these 3 white men say they don't see it as a racist motivated crime. So it's deep. Historically, Jacksonville, Florida has a history. Check out this video and I'll be right back. Check out this clip and I'll be right back.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for the fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute and might otherwise be infringing non-profit education. Personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Hundreds of people gathered yesterday in Jacksonville, Florida, after a gunman killed 3 black people at a Dollar General.
21-year-old Ryan Palmeter eventually turned the gun onto himself, and police believe the shooting was racially motivated. Fox 4's Ticia Muzinga joins us now with an update. Ticia?
Yeah, good morning to you guys. So we know at least one of the guns used in the racist attack had swastikas painted on it, and the gunman bought the rifle and handgun legally earlier this year. Now, shortly before the shooting at a Dollar General, the 21-year-old was spotted across the street on the campus of Edward Waters University, a small historically black college. A guard at the school was trying to alert authorities when the shooting began. The gunman had been detained temporarily during a mental health crisis 6 years ago. He was released after an examination which would not have shown up in background checks for his gun purchases. Now, the shooter also left behind white supremacist writings that authorities called the Diary of a Madman. And local leaders, as well as people who live in Jacksonville, say racism has no place in their city or anywhere else in the country.
It makes me angry. Because somebody just can come up in your neighborhood and just do this and think they can just, just say, hey, I'm gonna do this and get away with it.
Florida Governor and GOP presidential candidate Ron DeSantis attended a vigil yesterday. He was welcomed with some boos, and the governor recently signed a bill into law loosening Florida's gun restrictions, and he's been criticized for signing a bill that restricts schools from teaching black history. DeSantis says he will announce a plan to help with financial support for the affected families and increase security at the black university nearby. Now, the 3 victims' age range from 19 to 52. The youngest was an employee at the Dollar General store. For Good Day, I'm Ticia Muzinga.
Thank you, Ticia.
21-year-old racist Ryan Christopher Palmeter, 21 years old, racist white man, kills himself in the midst of all this chaos he caused by killing these 3 black people. Black people, if the government wants your vote, they got to address these situations. This is happening too often. This is a occurrence of sequence events where white supremacy is having their way with black people, and all black people do is vote. No votes to protect us. There's no hate crime bill for black people. The George Floyd bill, they said they was going to look at it. That's exactly what these crackers did. They looked at the bill, and that's what they did. They didn't pass nothing to protect you. We all we got. I don't know why Negroes keep depending on the government. If they want our vote, they have to bow to us to stop what's going on in America when it comes to black people. Rest in peace, and my condolences. Rest in peace to the deceased who died at the hands of this Neanderthal, and condolences to their family. Peace and black power.